Hey, what's up, everyone? Happy Sunday. I know it's a lazy Sunday today, but I wanted to stop by here on YouTube and actually talk to you guys about this these markers over here. Well, short story. I filmed a footage of these markers where I was doing swatches and I was actually just filming, but I was going to do a voiceover after that. But I actually did the swatches already and things like that. But the thing is that I lost all those footage. So that was a big bummer. I don't know if you're very familiar with Mercury retrograde. So I was blaming it on that one. But, anyways, I wanted to play today because it's a lazy Sunday. And I figured, why not just do a live video and we can do some swatches of these Sharpie pens and share with you just quickly how I love them and what I love about them. Oops, sorry about that. Hold on one second. Okay, so if you have any questions as we go along, leave them in the comment section and I will try and answer all that. First of all, when I bought these pens, I ordered it from jetpens.com. I couldn't find it at Walmart, Target, or maybe it's because I live here in Arkansas and we don't have a lot of options. So I finally ordered it at jetpens.com. I'm sorry it's been a while since I bought it, so I don't have all the details. How much was it and all that? But it came in the in this case, and I thought it was packaged really nicely. So I thought that was really nice. That was a nice touch. So that if you're traveling, you can just take the whole case with you, and then your markers or your pens won't be all over the place. I do that sometimes. I just put it in my purse, and so it's just all over the place. Okay, so these markers, when I bought it from jetpens.com, they didn't have a lot of information, where they say, is it waterproof? Things like those. So all I knew is they are Sharpie. So I was thinking, oh, maybe they're the same, Sharpie inks where it's, what do you call that, permanent. I was, tell you what, I was really very impressed with the nibs of these markers. Let's just try it just for the heck of it since we're here. Look at that. So I think it's water-based or it's not dry enough. So we're going to try again later. And once it dries more, we're going to play with water and see if it's going to blend with water. What I love about this is how, I'm going to show you guys real quick. Okay. So it's not a very big brush nib. It's tiny, but I think the way it writes, I would consider this a medium because this is my favorite Tombow. So we're going to do some comparison. This one is very tiny, so this is a medium. So this is a fine tip. And this is the Tombow Fudenosuke, which I always talk about, and it's my favorite. But this is a small, fine brush. And then they have the Fudenosuke, which has the, what do you call this? A softer brush. And this one, still small, but the brush is soft, so it's bendable, and so that you can get more of your thick lines. But it's still very small. Okay, then let's compare it to the Micron, the Pigma. And so this one I would consider the medium. It's more like the Sharpie, right? So we're gonna do, so this is the Sakura? Sakura? How do you say it? So anyways, let's just say Micron. This one, the brush is too bendable that it's really hard to go back and get your fine, your thin lines. So unless you go really soft and slow, but then it's still hard. See the tip phrase, and I'm having trouble with my thin lines. Now with this one, with the Sharpie, it's just, I feel like it's so flawless the way the thin and the thick, there's such a big difference from the thin and the thick lines, and it's so easy to go back and bounce with the nib. I think there's like a bounce to it that it's just so much easier to do my bounce lettering. So I can do this and still, not bounce, just a regular lettering in line, but still I can get that thin and thick lines. I love, 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 love it. I love this one. Now, I was watching the other day and I saw somebody was using, I think Sharpie, but it has some ink to it. So I have never tried that one, but I'm really curious about that and would really like to try it also. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering about these markers too for the longest time, and it's just, I just couldn't find it anywhere. I went to Michael's, I just couldn't find it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to do swatch here so you guys can see all the colors that came in that pack. Again, I love it. I love it. But let's try this first before I move on and do the swatches. Let's just see if it's going to be. Oh, see, now it's not moving with water. All right, so now we know, okay? So that was just because it was still new. The ink was very fresh. And so I was able to blend it with water. But now that it dried, it's not moving. The water is not moving it. Okay, now we know. All right, that's good. Yes, the colors are so juicy. It's so vibrant. And I don't feel like the tip of the pen will fray so easily. I just didn't feel that, when I'm using the Tombow, I feel like the nib is so super sensitive, and that I feel like it's hurting every single time I would use it. But then again, it depends on the paper that you are using. That's the thing with Tombow, is that it really is very choosy with its paper. I shouldn't say Sharpie because that's not a Sharpie. It was a Tombow. But with this one, this is the Scribbles That Matter, and I love this notebook. I know I made a video about this. The paper is so smooth that whatever brush markers you are using, it's just not going to hurt it. So you didn't hear my Tombow do that. Usually when you're using a Tombow marker, you would hear that. But with this one, no, you're not. This paper is just so smooth. I love it. Okay, so we're going to do the Sharpie swatch, but this one doesn't have names. I wish they have names. I love pens that have names. Cute names actually, but it doesn't. So we're just going to say purple because I'm very creative. Look at the ink. It's just so crazy juicy. Look at that. Oh, oh my goodness. The ink is so juicy. And one thing that I love about it is that the ink flow is so consistent. Some pens that I've used, some colors would be, the ink flow would be great and the brush nib would be great. And then the other brush of the other colors are not as great as the other one, which I find so crazy impossible because it's from the same brand, same company. It's just different colors, but I don't know. But I would like to share that with you. Okay, so purple, and this one we're going to say, so is this the pink? More like magenta color. Yeah, we'll just say pink then. Alrighty. Or magenta. I'll just say magenta. Because it's more like the deep pink, so. It's so pretty though. It's not really a hot pink, so it's more like a magenta. It's kind of like a, yeah, magenta then. I have no better explanation and definition. Description. All right, this one is yellow. Oh my gosh, I forgot how much I love it because it stayed in the bag or its case. So that's one thing. I think I'm gonna have to take it out of the case because I know myself, if you know, if I don't have it here in front of me, I will forget that I have it. So out of sight, out of mind. All right, so there's, ooh, is this a coral? Let's see. Okay, that's more of a coral. And then this one's probably the orange. That's pretty color. Okay, let's just say coral then. All right. It's just so easy to bounce and even do the thick. I mean, I have heavy hands, so I can easily get the thick lines, no problem. But with the thin lines, since I write so heavy, I have to go really smooth going up to get my thin lines, you know? All right, so orange, oh goodness, the color. I mean, it's insane. Yikes. Look at that. That is, look at how juicy that is. You saw that? It really is. It's so vibrant. All right, then we'll do this one. So there's two blues. We'll do let's just call this sky. It's actually not a sky. It's more like this deep teal. Yeah, I thought it was going to be like a light blue. And that's why it is very important to do swatches, because you can never tell with the color from the outside. All right, then I'm going to call this blue then. This is a navy blue. Well, I guess it's okay to call that a sky if you have this side by side. You can really call this a navy blue. See how easy it is to get that thin line? Oh, one thing that I wanted to share with you is that when I'm doing, you know, the thin strokes, since I'm having a hard time with it going slow, when I go slow, to be honest with you, the more my lines get so jagged. You know, I'm just not getting that clean, thin line. So I've learned along the way, the more I practice, is that when I go faster, I can actually get a much cleaner, thinner lines. As long as I have control where my lines are going, then it's still thin and clean. All right, so we'll do this. This is a green. We'll do a print so you guys can just see. Wow. There we go. There's another green in here. More of like, see, from the outside of this, you're going to think that this is going to be a jungle green, but it's more like a turquoise color. So it's not really a jungle green, but I don't know. I don't know. You guys decide. It's still like a jungle green, but anyways, this is a red. I love it. All right. Ah, so pretty. It's so pretty. Wow. Lovely. And then we have a brown. I actually love all the colors that they included. Their brown is really in that warm tone, so it's really brown. And then we have, last but not the least, we have the color black. love it. Perfect. So these are the Sharpies brush pens. Yeah, I know. It just feels weird when there's no name to it, you know. And then the next one that we're going to do, not today though, is the Faber-Castell, the Pitt Artist Pen. It's a brush pen as well. I also picked it up at the same time from Jet Pens, and I was not able to do a video. Maybe I'll just film a video with these markers. But this and the Sharpie are very similar. They're the way they're brush, right? It's very similar. If you're going to look at the brush tip itself, you're going to see that the Sharpie is just slightly, I don't know. Now I'm looking at it closely. I think they're just the same. Crazy. Okay. I thought that the Faber-Castell was a little wider, but looking at it now, it just looks exactly the same. All right, then they're the same then. All right, so that's the next video that we're going to do. Maybe next Sunday we can talk about the Faber-Castell. But anyways, thank you guys for joining me today. I enjoyed this live session with all of you. If you're watching this on a replay, I'm sorry that I missed you. Yes, I would share the prize about the Sharpie and the Faber-Castell. So I'm going to put that on in the description box later. So I'm going to pull both products, and then I'm going to include that in the video description in a little bit. But thank you for joining me today. If you are interested in the Sharpie, I think it's worth the money. I just wish that they would come up with more colors. I don't know. I have so much markers that I don't know why I'm wishing for more colors, but it's such a pleasure and such a great experience writing with these markers. I think it's a 10 for me. I love it. I have no complaints. I love it. I love the way it writes. I love the juiciness. I love the ink flow. I love even when the ink dries, the colors are still so vibrant. But anyways, again, thank you for joining me. If you're not a subscriber, I hope you consider subscribing for more videos like this. Please don't forget to hit that like button. I appreciate you guys. You have a blessed Sunday, all right?